Salute. Welcome. It's gonna be another night with Sim and I. Sim right now, go to NBK. Right now, he's talking about Kara Lewis. Getting a lot of attention from the Knicks. They just had a dinner. He worked out with the Knicks and two other teams. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute. Welcome. So go over to Sim's channel. He'll be here in about 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna be yapping about some stuff. The Tyrese Maxey and Anthony Edwards they got something going on tonight. They got a little pro day thing going on tonight. I just found about this tonight, but unfortunately, I don't have ESPN2 in my package, which sucks. YouTube TV, I guess, and they put on ESPN2. I mean, great thinking, Rich Paul. Or I think Rich Paul, the agent for both these guys. But salute to everybody here, man. Yo, first and foremost, salute to all you guys, man, who support me. My number of subs blew up from 360 or something like that to 451. I don't know how that last video got that big with Sim and I talking. Salute to everybody that's coming here, man. I greatly appreciate it. As corny as it sounds, man, I engage with people in the comments. Nathaniel Ming, salute to him. He's talking about, me and Sim don't know what we're talking about. Then we engage in this back and forth. I love that type of stuff. I have absolutely no, as long as you're being respectful, you're not cursing me out or anything like that. You're not cursing, saying any wild crap, man. I appreciate everything. So to me, man, you know me, I like to debate, I like to talk. So unfortunately, I want to see this damn Tyrese Maxey, Anthony Edwards thing right now, but I can't. For some reason, I can't. I don't have ESPN2, so I know the reason I can't. And I'm not trying to go on some those type of sites. Evergreen, I'm gonna let you in, bro. But I just have to do a thing with Sim because there's a clutch points thing that we got going on. So we have to talk about these articles, break it down. But definitely, I'll be here at the end to allow people in to come and talk for a little bit, man. Right now, unfortunately, I can't watch this damn game about Tyrese Maxey and Anthony Edwards. I want to see these two, even though look, it's practice stuff. I don't think it's anything crazy or serious, but I still want to see. So Nick G, again, go to Nick G. I think it's Nick G or Nick Gay. His last name is Gay. Gay. I think that's his sportscaster. And we were talking about this yesterday, talking about Tyrese Maxey, where we were talking about Tyrese Maxey. He brought the point up, do you think that Tyrese Maxey may be overlooked like a Tyler Hero and a Devin Booker? Now, I don't know about Devin Booker. Devin Booker, I think, is a special offensive player, but it's a Tyler Hero now. The thing about him is that he'd have to fall to a really good spot or a really good team. I think that he are perfect for Tyler Hero. You know what I mean? It's I'm not saying Tyler's a system guy, but I think he's a guy that he does well with a plus multiplier in Butler and the fact that they have a strong coaching staff, strong ownership group, strong GM and Pat Riley. But Tyrese Maxey might be interesting. Now, do you take him at 8 if you're the Knicks? Again, the way you have to build these teams, you have to allow these kids to play to their mistakes, but give them the same confidence. Now, I don't know if you have another player to do that like a Butler. I mean, you can't depend on hopefully getting a Butler to do that. It'd be interesting. I love to go to the Stepien to see. I like the Stepien.com when it comes to breaking down some of these prospects. I'm still working my Kara Lewis video. I've just been stupid busy at work, but I'm going to try to flush through it during the weekend and get this out. But so much during the weekend, man. And Sim and I got some stuff to tell you about that's going to happen this weekend. Hopefully a Saturday with a special or with an interview with hopefully a former Knick player. Not hopefully he's a former Knick player. But hopefully we could tell you that in all earnest and, blah, blah, and all that good stuff. So I'll just wait till he comes in to talk about it. But salute to everybody in the chat, man. Again, I greatly appreciate it. But let's talk about this Tyrese Maxey, man. Where do you guys see Tyrese Maxey, man? I'm not going to say and act like I know that much. I mean, I know of him. Now, one thing I read about him a while ago was and this is before the season got canceled. And so they were talking about Tyrese Maxey, and someone pointed out a stat on Tyrese Maxey where, and of course my computer doesn't want to go to Tyrese Maxey scouting. They were talking about how Tyrese Maxey, his stats were extremely, not extremely, really good against some the top contenders, and then against some of the weaker teams, he kind of just fell off, right, where he doesn't have that same fire to kind of show out against some of these top teams. And so I find that really interesting. So just some tidbits from the Stepien.com, which I like a lot. Talk about his frame, good hip mobility, fluidity, mobility with good hips and turns. Mentality, competitive, both ends, smart, not someone who's placed outside of his comfort zone on offense, play within his role, which is why he's taking threes despite not hitting them at a high clip. Defensively, he's not a gambler off ball, but he's opportunistic, selects his spots well. well when to shoot the gap or make a play from his man. Very often connects on offensive roles, scoring guard, not someone you want to run an offense with average vision, not a great feel for passing, not someone you want running pick and rolls, though a more spaced out floor might help him unlock some roll passes. We might be a threat. I'm going to see more about dribble penetration as well, too. Because there are some plays that they have like that quickness, but it's usually try to get their own shot off, but they, like playing with the pick and roll, they just don't have that court vision. Or they don't have like that ability to kind of dribble drive, keep the defender on his hip, or to kind of get deep into the paint. Defensive role, point of attack, defender with the ability to defend point guards and some shooting guards. The bigger players can take advantage of him. He's strong with a good base, but his length is only average for a point guard. His reach below average for a shooting guard. Can be defensive playmaker. He's giving him more of a free reign on defense, but tends to be more opportunistic with a team defender. And they showed his shot chart. So he's really weak from everywhere, regardless on the three, except for the left wing, where he's shooting 40%, 10 for 25. He's not that good from the deep mid-range, except for the top of the key and the right side, right baseline, where he's shooting 60% from the right baseline, top of the key. Mid-range is 57% at 4 for 7. At the rim, he's 56%. So and right around the mid-range, close to the basket, left side mid-range, he's 43%, and right side mid-range, he's inner mid-range, deeper mid-range, I guess you call it. I don't know what that space is. He's about 38%. So finishing, nice finisher around the rim with a really soft touch, can finish in traffic through contact, crafty finisher with good body control, has strength to dislodge, like size defenders on drives. Nice job showing the ball on drives and finishing from his hip. Shooting, good shoot projection going forward, high free throw percentage, which I like. I'm a big proponent of that. Prior shooting percentages from 3, no major mechanical tweaks. Even though he kind of shoots it, I won't say low, but he kind of shoots it like that, kind of a little low. And high level elite touch in around the paint. His form is pretty compact, straightforward, no major moving pieces. Yep. So yeah, he self shot creation, not much of a create for himself off the bounce. His handle, his first step, limit his potential. Is not particularly advanced in terms of handle repertoire ability. So that's not a good thing. See, so it's just tough because I wonder what the breakdown on Tyler Hero was, because I watched the game when I'm breaking down the Carol Lewis. I was watching the game between Kentucky and Alabama. And this is I think the second one. There's a one where Tyler Hero missed like the 3 to like either tie the game or win the game. I think it was win the game, that game. And Tyler Hero to me didn't like pop out. Now obviously it's only one game, and I wasn't watching Tyler Hero crazy last year, but yeah, let me turn this off. It's a heater, but I'm not sure about Tyrese Maxey. I think there are guys that, like, again, I'm big on Vassell. Regards to smaller guards who are good scorers, I mean, you always find guys like that. Like yesterday or the day before, Nick G, again, go salute Nick G. He pointed this out when a sportscaster, sportscaster channel, he was talking about the guy from TCU, Bain, is it? And yes, the guy spent 4 years in college, Desmond Bain. But this is a guy who can shoot, he can defend. He's solidly built 6'6", 215. And these are the type of guys that, look, they may not be world beaters, but they do 2 to 3 things really good or very good or at a good level, right? He's stout. Like, he's a stout-looking player. But the dude shot, of course, I can't find the damn stats. The dude shot, Desmond Bain shot 44% from 3, 45.2% from the field, 16.6 points, 6.3. Was it 6.3 assists? Sorry, 3.96, 6.3 rebounds, excuse me. And I'm pretty sure his usage rate was not that crazy. His usage rate was, it was 24.4%, which is okay. Which is good for a main key cog player type on a TCU team. Not really a powerhouse. So yeah, guys like that. I want guys where you can have the size and they can fill in 1 or 2 roles. They're a little bit more interchangeable. Like Tyrese Maxey, he reminds me of like how big is he? When I see him play, he reminds me of like a solid combo guard, right? And it's tough to say like, yo, that could be next Tyler Hero or whatever. I think those kind of guys have to be in the best situation. Wow, he's 6'1" without any shoes. That's not good. So he's on a smaller side, and you know how hard it is for guards who aren't necessarily sizable, right? They're not that big. They don't really impose, but they don't have the extreme speed or twitch to really get past you. Let me see what you guys are talking about. But if he's there at 27, yeah, if he's there at 27, they're a bunch of guys, man. That if they're at 27, like Jalen Smith falls. I know Jalen Smith's not gonna fall. That's my sleeper guy. But again, guys, Sim should be coming in soon. But go and check out the video he just had on Nothing But Knicks, talking about Kara Lewis. The fact that the Knicks are there's some I don't say intel. That's not the right word. There's some news about the Knicks having some love for the kid. So he might be an option maybe at 27. I don't know about 8, but again, this is what the Knicks supposed to do. You're supposed to throw smoke screens to throw people off the trail as to who you really like. And you know the New York media actually going to work for you. If you know how to play New York media, they're going to work for you in a sense that they're going to basically overemphasize everything you're doing, especially if you don't say anything to them, right? So Kara Lewis may not be the guy at all, right? But it's smart to have dinner with him, pick his brain, because you never know what happens. You absolutely never know what happens. A guy could fall to 27, and if he's there and you have your shooter, you know what I'm saying? You pick a guy like Kara Lewis and you take a chance on him. Never know what happens in some of these drafts, man. Like Henry Ellington got picked at 10, and I don't, whatever. He was a one and done too. He said I have a terrible gut. Do I? Kind of flat. Again, I don't know. Thank you, Chuck. Anyway, I have a terrible gut. All right, Max says I can see Nick Richards on the Knicks because of Kenny Payne. That's also think about it is like, people talking about trying to get these one and dones, not just one and dones, but guys who are in the NBA already, who come from Kentucky, right? You're talking about the Cats, you're talking about Bookers. I'm not saying we get them. I'm just putting out names out there that, once these guys come in the NBA, because remember, in the NBA, a lot of these one and done guys, they falter with some of the teams because teams don't know how to use them. They're one and done. They get overdrafted to where they maybe put in a role that they're not familiar with. They put in a system not familiar, get put with coaches they're not really familiar with. So you never know, man. You never know. Let me just make sure this is. So you never know. I mean, it is an interesting problem. I mean, you can't sit there and say, you're just going to draft a whole bunch of Kentucky prospects every year. It just doesn't make sense. Even though I will say Kentucky's had some fairly good players coming out, but again, you can't, especially with how the draft is and how they don't like the Knicks. So even if we obviously they've changed it so that you can't just tank. But yeah, you already know how the Knicks do. You already know how the Knicks do. Salute to everybody's coming from NBK, man. Again, for the guys who haven't been to NBK, man, please go check out Sim's channel. He just put out a video on Kara Lewis. I'm gonna put out a scouting report on Kara Lewis fairly soon, and I just got OBS to work somewhat, so I'm gonna have my Terrell Terry breakdown or my Terrell Terry watch along. And I wish I could I wish I had ESPN too, but I just don't want to get in trouble because you have Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Maxey doing a little pro day. I don't know why these guys put it on ESPN2. Just put it on freaking Instagram and YouTube so everybody can see it. Especially trying to sell your prospects, you put it out. Maybe you get an advertiser here or there to support you, but you want to market your guys as much as possible. So, bad job by Rich Paul. I think he's running the show for the what's saying terrible job because I don't have ESPN, so I have only ESPN. So I'm watching the breakdown of the Panthers versus the Atlanta Falcons. So I say Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta Falcons. Panthers are a weird team. They're staying close to a lot of teams and just lose. I think they're 2-4 or something like that, or 2-5 or something like that. And they don't have Christian McCaffrey playing. So salute to them, man. Salute to the Panthers. Simeon, what up, everybody, man? Yeah, we got a lot to talk about tonight, man. We got some Melo Lynn stuff to talk about tonight, man. We got some draft stuff. We got some Daryl Morey stuff to talk about tonight, man. Should be a good night. I wish I could freaking have this. Let me see if they put this anywhere else. Tyrese Maxey and Anthony Edwards. Watch. Let me see. Hopefully someone's showing this somewhere, man. I want to watch this damn thing, man. Why would you put this on? Why would you put it on there, man? Like, come on, dogs. Why'd you put on ESPN2? Like, dog, that's not intelligent, bro. Clutch sports scoops. Well, it's not clutch, bro. Yeah, just chilling, just waiting until Sim gets in, man. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in basketball, man. Any other prospects you guys think might be sleepers in this draft, man? How y'all feel about Maxey? I'm not the highest on him, but I'll be honest, I haven't watched enough of him. I watch a lot on Kara Lewis, and now I'm seeing people on Twitter. Oh, I love Kara Lewis, man. Oh, I love Kara. Oh, Lord, Jesus Christ. You know, it's funny about the draft, man. There's so many. Yo, I called it. Yo, this is the guy. It's like, guys, chill out, man. Kara Lewis is a decent talent, but he has a lot of flaws to his game. He's not a good defender. Gets stuck on the pick and rolls defensively. Some of his court vision, he makes some bad decisions, lazy passes. But he does have glimpses where he can run the pick and roll. He's more of the mold of a scoring guard, like tipping toward that way, but he is a guy that will look to facilitate. His crossover moves are a little rudimentary. Is that the proper word? He has like that one little cross move here and there, but he doesn't have like a good change of pace. He has to work on that. He has a nice Euro step, but when I mean change of pace, where I mean, okay, you see defender coming up, the weak side help is there, your man has caught up. I like to see Kara Lewis trap defenders on his hip. He isn't strong per se, so he predicates a lot of his offense on speed and quickness once he gets to zone. But I would like to see him develop that little. First, he needs a nice little mid range. He throws a lot of float. I see him throw floaters from the half court line, from the free throw line. Excuse me, that's unacceptable. If you're going to be a point guard, you need to have that mid range game, and it goes for a lot of these guards in this draft, man. Tyrese Halliburton doesn't have a mid range game. He's not going to go, and he doesn't even have, I mean, how many times does he actually get to the rim? I need to research that, look into that, but someone made a notion of that yesterday. He doesn't even get to the rim like that. And it's like, I just would love to know what he teaching these guys. I mean, especially if you don't have the absolute explosion to beat your man straight to the rim. You know what I'm saying? You need to have that game where you can pull up from mid range. Oh crap, Sim is here. So let me introduce Sim. What up?
What's going on, man? Apologize for my lateness.
Nah. Go ahead. I told everybody to go and visit the channel. I was just talking about Tyrese Maxey a little bit, but I said everybody please go and check the video that's on your channel. So no worries at all, man.
Yeah. I put the link in and told everybody come on over here. You know what I'm saying? Because we were heading over there right now. So I put the link in there to try to get them to come on over. So hopefully they did.
Yeah, man. Salute to everybody, man. I don't know how. I didn't buy no fake YouTubers, none like that. People who came from NBK to support my channel, man. Like for some reason, subs have blown up since the last video we had. That had like a 1.k views, a 1.7k. I'm like, what the hell? And I was like, I don't buy nobody to come. I ain't spend no money on no fake. Due to everybody, most of you guys are coming over from Sim's channel, man. Salute to all you guys, man. I greatly appreciate it, man. It's all love, man. So, salute to you, man.
I was just talking to Eru from Die Hard Knicks podcast because he did the little thing with me on Kara Lewis, and I was like, we like the Wu-Tang clan of the whole Knicks social media, the NBK network. We like the Wu-Tang clan of the whole thing.
Well, who are you? Who are you?
I don't know.
You can take
I guess I'm the RZA. I don't know.
RZA. I'm sorry, you're the RZA.
I guess I'm the RZA. RZA.
As long as I'm Ghostface Killer, that's all I care about.
I guess you Ghostface.
I need Ghostface. Mark could be you guy, the most useless member of it. I'm joking, Mark, before you kill me. I'm only joking, Mark. Chill out. But he said
whoever is the most inconsistent member, that is Mark.
That is Mark, right? That would be. Will Mark be ODB? Nah, but ODB was.
Mark would have been ODB. Yeah, that would have been Mark would have been ODB. Yeah, Mark would have been ODB for sure.
Thank you, Anthony D. You saw him the Bobby Brown. First was this Wu-Tang. This is not New Edition.
The Bobby Brown.
Yeah, was that? Taking drugs. Come on, man.
Oh man,
that was a good one though. But man, we got a bunch of articles to go over today, man. Some good ones. First of all, I love to see this damn Tyrese Maxey, Anthony Edwards pro day. Did you know about this?
I did not.
It's on ESPN2 tonight. I just found out about like 30 minutes ago.
So it's live on ESPN2?
Yeah. I didn't know. I don't have ESPN2, man. I only got ESPN on YouTube TV, man. I want to see this because Anthony Edwards, look, I mean, he's probably going to go 1, maybe 2, but Tyrese Maxey, Nick G was talking about on Sportscaster channel yesterday. Guys, go support Nick G on Sportscast. I think it's Nick G or Nick Gay because his last name is Gay. So I think it's Nick_G or Nick_Gay. So go check it out. And we had a good discussion about like 2 hours before, Sportscaster turned off. And he made he brought up the notion. Do you think that Tyrese Maxey might be underlooked in the sense of not to say he is this, but how Booker and how Tyler Hero kind of relatively underlooked. Do you think Tyrese Maxey kind of fits that same mold?
He could be, because you don't hear a whole lot about him, right? He just fumbled the ball, though. I can tell you that by himself, no defense. He just fumbled the ball, knocked it off his knee, had to go get it. But
ouch!
But he's knocking down threes, though. I give him that. He's knocking them down. But is he underlooked? He might be underlooked. He might be. I know. I heard some of the conversation you guys were having last night about, Kentucky kind of being a pipeline to the New York Knicks right now because of Kenny Payne. You know what? Listen, I really don't care as long as we can get some good players. That's all I care about.
Same here, man.
You know what I'm saying? You get any team you want. If they're providing good players to the Knicks, that's all I care about.
Definitely. I agree, man. If they see that, I just hope it's not that they have now there's a favoritism. And I think that when we were talking about it yesterday, I don't think that they're going to sit there and try to collect as many Kentucky assets as possible or players as possible. Obviously, Kentucky has a rich pipeline in regards to prospects coming into the NBA, even guys that you may look at and they may be so-called failures on a rookie contract. Many players, a lot of players in the NBA go to teams where they don't fit, where they haven't found their way. Again, they're extremely young. So if you get a Kentucky product that you can kind of revive what he showed at Kentucky after his rookie contract with another team, maybe that's it. But I think it's going to be more so that they got a lot of these guys because I think there's going to be I think there's going to be war between some agents, man. I think that now you see the explosion of Rich Paul and LeBron. Mm-hmm. Basically, they're getting some top prospects. I think you're going to start to see some of these players or some of these teams kind of be it's going to be like feudal Japan, right? Where it's like if you come to the Knicks, you are most likely a CAA agent or something like that, right? If you go to the Lakers, you're most likely going to be a Rich Paul agent, right? And it's going to be basically, a split down the middle in terms of the NBA. Not maybe down the middle, but I just think that's how it's going to be because I'm still confused about the whole Trier thing regards to why he got let go. A kid who shot 45% from the field his first year. It looked like a guy who could be what we look at as a Tyrese Maxey, right? A guard who's maybe not a prototypical point guard, but a guy come in and score, has the ability to hit the three, even though I think his numbers kind of fell off. So, it's interesting how it's going to go, man. Hopefully those kids, they can show out. But at this point, I'll say again, man, you should have all your homework done as to who you truly like before any comment, before any others, man. Because look, I'm a Jets fan, man. You know how many times you got burned by combines, man? You guys remember Vernon Golston? You guys remember that bum receiver, Stephen Stephen from Georgia Tech, when we could have taken your boy that went to Chicago, the one that's also on the Eagles now. He's about to retire probably, but the wide receiver, wide receiver came from Chicago. Great hands, came from South Carolina. We took that over him. So again, don't let the combines fool you, man. Again, they're playing against chairs. They're playing against nobody out there. They're playing against air. Good luck to them. But at this point, man, I'm still on my Vasil train. I'm still on, Hayes Falls, maybe him, you know what I'm saying? But I think I got my mindset on who I really like.
And this looks like it's a Clutch Sports production, right? Tyrese Maxey is with Clutch Sports. Anthony Edwards is with Clutch Sports. LeBron is there. Anthony Davis is there. They got Clutch Sports, T-shirts on and everything. So, it's a Clutch Sports production right here.
Oh, Lord. LeBron James, God. It's so illegal, but no one says it. It's just
so illegal.
It's how? How does that happen? Anyways, but the Knicks, they folded the envelope back in '84. Man, LeBron James is. He literally stopped Marcus Morris from having a $45 million three-year deal with the Clippers just so Marcus Morris didn't pose a threat to the. Come on, dog.
It is blatantly illegal. And as soon as LeBron James retires, then, there's going to be the reports that Clutch, his partnership or his portion of ownership with Clutch Sports is signed over to him and this and that and the other thing. you know, I mean, this is the thing. It's legal on the books, I guess, right? Because it's owned by Rich Paul. So it's on the books. It's legal. I'm assuming nothing is in LeBron James's name. But NBA, come on. I mean, you guys know what's going on.
Just pathetic, man. It's you like your product going through LeBron James, and you've seen that the numbers are falling 70%. So keep doing that, man. Because the NBA they have guys that they could allow to be the so-called. There are a lot of stars or potential stars, I think, in the NBA. And you want to force it through LeBron James? Like LeBron James, I'm telling you guys, it's The Wire. LeBron James is Marlo. He is great, but no one cares. Like in The Wire, Marlo was the baddest dude on the land. No one knew who he was. None of the normal dudes knew who he was. It's like, oh, who's like they never seen it. It's like, oh yeah, we heard the Avon Barksdale, Jordan. That ghost still looms, man. So it is what it is, man. But let's get to some clutch points articles for tonight.
Yeah, let's get to it.
So here's one that'll make Mark happy. So this has to do with Giannis and him being rumors that the Mavs will pursue Giannis. I guess in 2021 and making a big splash. I mean, who isn't trying to make a splash? Unless it's a trade, right? So according to Brian Windhorst, who's a LeBron James acolyte, I guess he said for ESPN, he said that they want to keep their books clear for 2021. Windhorst said to the Real GM, which I guess is a publication, I wouldn't expect them to add any major free agents this year. They're going to wait. Now, again, Giannis Antetokounmpo is I don't know if he's a mercurial star, but he is at a weird crossroads. Not in terms of his career per se, but I guess how people perceive him, where he has to make that next leap into adding more repertoire, more of shooting to his repertoire. He has to be able to space out the floor, shooting 29% from three. Basically, we know what you're going to do when you put the ball on the ground. A guy like Giannis, as dominant as he is on both sides of the ball, when it comes to playoffs where guys could set zones, especially zones up top to basically stop him from that penetration, becomes a very limited player, right? And you look at that Mavericks team, right? They took KP and basically took away his post-up game. Carlisle said it, and he said, hey, we're going to make you, the analytics say that you got to be more of a three-point player, which I think is absolutely stupid because KP is, he could be we've seen flash him being a dominant post-up player. How the hell does Giannis fit with that Mavericks team? And by the way, I mean, the star of KP, Mark, unfortunately, it's starting to fade away. So if they move on to a guy like Giannis, I don't know what's KP's contract? 4 years, signed last year. So
they still got a little bit left on that contract.
Yeah, and that means KP fades away. Maybe go plays for China or something like that. Joking, Mark, before he has that. But how the hell does Giannis fit on that team when he needs the ball to be effective? If they're trying to make Luka the European James Harden of the NBA,
right? I mean, if KP is still on the team, and Giannis is there, KP is on his team, that automatically makes KP the third wheel. To me, that puts KP probably at center, right? But it makes him now just a spot up shooter, I think. You're going to put KP in the corner. You're going to put KP at the top of the key and let those two guys create to try to get the ball out to KP and knock that down. We've never seen a post game. If that happens, you're probably not ever going to see a post game because I think that's what he's going to be now. He's going to be put him out on the perimeter and let him shoot, let him spread the floor, get some of those centers out the lane so that Giannis can penetrate to the basket. Luka can penetrate to the basket. And, he's going to be a $35 million third leg.
And Mark said, shout out to Mark, by the way. I'm saying, I'm only joking with you, Mark, but Mark said that, he'd be a center. I'm not sure. How does that work? Because for the Mavericks, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, they like their big men to kind of just run the rim. They don't really have much skills behind, besides that. That team really lives right on the perimeter with most of their players besides Luka, right? Luka, I believe, posted up. He was the number 2 or number 1 player in the NBA regards to post-ups, maybe for total NBA or maybe for guards, right? So let me see there. I just don't know how does Yeah, Luca ranked. Sorry about this. Just trying to look it up real quick. So yeah, I don't know how Giannis works. Again, this is what happens with a lot of these guys. They come in, these GMs, or when they start these projects, they think that, again, Mark Cuban said he's so cold above the NBA, where NBA players or American born players just want to worry about mixtapes, that the European players are so much above these NBA players. I'm like, dogs. This is a trap that happens where they have this experiment. It starts to falter because, let's be honest, that KP experiment is not gonna work. And then now it's all about hoarding talent versus putting the proper talent around your players, right? So again, you fall into the same trap that many GMs fall. Same thing with Daryl Morey. Oh, the analytics say that we should blah blah blah, and then you have a guy like Chris Paul actually probably fits your analytics better, but now you have to tend to your star player who is flawed, and you have to basically have the bonus hands, probably high 30% usage, and you switch it for Russell Westbrook, who doesn't fit that system. So again, the Mavericks are just, I think they're one of these teams that, even if they get a Giannis, I just don't see, unless Giannis improves his shooting, how does he fit that team? How does he fit that team? Luka is, from what I've seen, at least from the three, he's not a good three-point shooter yet. So I'll give him the benefit of doubt. And he needs the ball in his hand a lot. He needs it in his hand. So I don't know how that fits. Again, I feel like the Mavericks are falling down that same rabbit hole that many teams fall into. They have these stupid experiments and they just fall apart. Look, basketball is basketball, right? You can be innovative. No one's saying you can't do that, but don't say anything you're above anybody, Daryl Morey or Mark Cuban, because you're really not. Like just the same. I didn't see when you won that championship with the Mavericks. I mean, you had a great player, Dirk Nowitzki, but all the other players were American for the most part. I remember Sean Marion, Jason Terry. Those guys who like mixtapes. So I don't know. I get bugged out by. I'm kind of bugged out by what the Mavericks are kind of doing, right? Luka is not anything greater than any other NBA player. He's basically the white European James Harden, and James Harden could shoot the three better. So it is what it is. I ain't trying to hate Mark, but your team ain't going anywhere. Your other teams, since you're supposed to be a Knicks
fan. Yeah. right.
Crap.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the. I don't know. I don't think it would. I guess they're probably looking. They're probably afraid of KP and his injuries. I know that's one thing. So they're like, yeah, we need another guy. And then, those two guys got to figure out, Luka and Giannis, if that were to happen, Luka and Giannis have to figure out, how do we make this work?
So, Mark, I'll say this, Sid. If KP if KP is pushed out like a DSJ was, do you see the Knicks saying, come home, buddy? You tried. Come home. Especially the Knicks are, say, a low 40s, mid 40s win team. Do you see that happening where the Knicks bring, even though KP might be a marginalized player at this point where he's not the same KP that we drafted, but he's come to terms and be like, look, I ain't no superstar like that. I'm gonna come home. Phil Jackson ain't here anymore. The Mavericks don't love me. I messed up. Because the Knicks will always use a space big.
I just wouldn't want them at. If it got to that point where you looked at it and you said, yeah, KP's not, he's got limitations, maybe because of his injuries or whatever it is. And now you got a huge contract with a player that might give you 17 to 18 a game. Maybe 21, maybe 21. I mean, if he was on the Knicks and your primary player, I guess maybe he's giving you 21, 22. I guess we just got to see over the next couple of years, though, with KP, in my opinion, can he finally get stable with his knees so that he's not continuously going out with injury? And then if he does get stable, can he come to fruition with, what everyone thought he would be?
Yeah.
And I mean, the only way I would see that happening, because I'm pretty sure the Mavericks, at the very least, even if they got Giannis, are going to give him another 2 years, right? So then you're looking at saying that, all right, maybe he's on the last year of his contract or the last 2 years of his contract, and if the Knicks had cap space and said, you know what, we can eat it up. Let's bring him here and I don't know. I don't know if it would. I don't even know if it would work with the fans right now. To be honest with you.
That's true. And to Anthony D, no one. This is what I'm saying, guys. Man, be a fan of no man. Like I am not ishing on Luka. I think he's a really good player. He's a dark horse MVP candidate. I never said that he's dribble. He has great court vision. I give him that. I've seen excellent plays by Luka, but he needs the ball in his hand. Regular season, he averaged 36.5. I think usage rate in the playoffs, he averaged 37.5. So he is a ball dominant. They're building to be a ball dominant guard. The reason why they got rid of DSJ was to have the ball in Luka's hands. He is a point forward or point guardish, point shooting guard, whatever you want to call him, right? So I'm not hating him. I'm just saying that he's a high usage rate guard. There's nothing necessarily bad about it as long as you're proficient. But guy, I'm not hating on Luka whatsoever. He's a good player because you know if you talk about Melo, Luka, people it's like guys, chill out. I'm not hating on Luka, but.
Listen, I don't know. I think you said it before too. And I'm not trying to hate on KP. I really am not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, before he was ever away from the Knicks, I said the things that I thought about him, and me and Mark would get into arguments over it and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to get on KP, just like you're not trying to get on Luka.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't understand for some people the love affair, like, we had been to 5 playoff series with KP. You know what I'm saying?
Pablo Prigioni won more playoff games than KP for the Knicks.
Yeah, exactly.
Pablo Prigioni had more series in the playoffs than KP has had in the playoffs. Why? Because KP never got to the play. Guys, we like Knicks fans, man. I'm telling you, guys, we are like battered. Not necessarily battered, but we're like abused girlfriends. We're in a sense of like, we're just happy to have a man. We just want somebody to love us. Like, guys, let's think better. We're better than this. KP has not won a playoff game for the Knicks. Has never ended the season with a 500 record at least. Like, I can even understand Melo. Like, y'all can say I get on Melo, whatever. But those playoff games that we won with Melo, you know what I'm saying? Understand this episode, the Indiana Pacers got us. Roy Hibbert for some reason became, that stupid jumping up thing that you do perfectly with, they didn't call a foul, whatever. But Carmelo Anthony that year was amazing. I will never take that away from Carmelo. And he got us to the playoffs off his back, right? KP has not done anything for us. He flashed, and then he got tired by the second half. He got tired, and he told the world, hey, guys, I get tired. Like, guys, man.
Who's Anthony D says, Sim, yes, you are. I'm not hating on KP. I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying.
Whoa. He said that you said that Knox have more skill set than KP.
Listen, I just said that I think KP is going to end up, especially if Giannis goes to that team, that KP is going to end up being a spot-up shooter.
Yeah.
I never thought that I thought KP could be good, after I seen him play for a little bit, I was like, I don't think he's ever really going to develop a post game. He's not. We've seen him in some workout videos, dribble, work on his handle, but I didn't think he was going to be coming down handling the ball for us, doing what Giannis did and stuff like that. I did say that I thought Kevin Knox had a more versatile basketball game. The level, you got to be able to do it at a certain level. But I still think that there's things that Kevin Knox can do that KP can't do. Will Kevin Knox be able to do it on a consistent level? That means a lot because, you got to be able to do it on a consistent level. I was never super like, KP is going to be our great white hope. I'm sorry. I just wasn't.
I agree. I think
I liked him. I was cool. You know what I'm saying? And I was hoping that he would be that. I never thought he was going to be our great white hope.
I agree too. I think there's media hype in regards to, and I think Keith Van Horn went to the playoffs once with that Nets team. I think they went to the playoffs once with him. So even Keith Van Horn got to the playoffs, with his original team, than KP. And then Keith Van Horn just fell off just because I think the things about him being lazy and stuff. But Keith Van Horn had game. Like his first 2 years, I think he was solid. But I guess that's it on KP. Whatever on KP, man. Good luck to you. Hopefully your knees heal, man. But Yeah, man, it may come back to bite you, man. They might get rid of you the same way they got like DHA, just kick you off and just who cares? That's the NBA for you, man. So always don't burn all your bridges, man. If you want to leave, you know, there's a way you could go about it where it's respectful, it's mutual, but you know, missing exit meetings and that stuff, like, you know, you think you're top dog, like dogs, don't come back to bite you, man. NBA, you could lose your so-called league status quickly. So
and yo, I am looking at. I seen someone just say Anthony Edwards shooting bricks right now. I'm watching him on the cold day, and you know, his form is on point though. I mean, he's not hitting them, but it looks smooth, which you know, I think it looks smooth. It's got a good touch. It's just not accurate, you know. But he's got a nice touch on it. It looks smooth. I think he can develop that jump shot. I think.
Damn, so that's either the Wolves or the Warriors right there. And speaking of, so I mean, there's a lot to talk about. We could talk about Oladipo and the Bucks, but I just think those are just rumors. They just trying to find a way to kind of Malone. I don't think that happens. Oladipo going to the Bucks. That's kind of tough. But you know, there were rumors about the Knicks trying to move up for your boy LaMelo Ball. That LaMelo Ball is messing up interviews purposely to try to get to the Knicks. That to
get to the Knicks.
Yeah, he's messing up. You know what? As much as I'm not a big opponent of, let's just move up and I'm not that convinced by him like that. I'll give it to him. Now, I think that he has more gusto. I think he has more confidence. I think he has more dog in him than his brother, his older brother, than Alonzo. I think that he would relish New York. I think that I don't think this is just like his father pushing to do this. I think that LaMelo Ball, I think that he wants to challenge in a weird way. Now, if you look at his stats, whatever, I mean, the efficiencies were not that great, kind of pedestrian playing in the 8 NBL or whatever. But you have a kid who has great court vision, who can dribble, drive, penetrate. His shot leaves a lot to be desired. But again, I think that he's a guy, when you talk about, I think that he gets it. And how many players, you know what I mean? I know every year players are like, yeah, I'll go to the Knicks. And, I love to go to the Knicks. Whatever. I'm talking about prospects. And, NBA players, they don't want to come to the Knicks for the most part. But when was the last time you had a guy who is like, I think he feels his destiny is to come to the Knicks? He's messing up the interviews. He's probably drooling. He's probably farting.
How do you mess up your interviews?
Well,
do you just sit there and just like, they say, like he just says dumb stuff? I mean, how do you mess it up?
You come in high as hell. I mean, you blow a huge blunt before, like in the morning.
You do Ron Artest. Like when Ron Artest was supposed to work out for the Knicks, and he got drunk the night before and didn't work out for the Knicks, and everybody got mad because the Knicks didn't take Ron Artest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they didn't have to take the dude from France, but I can understand why they didn't take Ron Artest. So what does he do?
Because Laramie Tuntu messed it up the same way with weed. So let's see. So you got Minnesota. I would assume Anthony Edwards gets Minnesota, so that's one team, right? Golden State doesn't probably need him or want him, so they're probably looking to trade that for something, right?
Right.
If he messes that up and Golden State can't trade that, you got Charlotte. Now, Charlotte got Terry Rozier, who I don't think they're truly convinced by, and Graham, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a logjam? It probably is, because Terry Rozier has 2 more years or 3 more years on his contract, whatever he signed. Well, no, I think he signed a 3-year deal, right? For the Hornets?
Terry Rozier? Yeah, I think it's a 3-year deal.
It's a 3-year deal, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody in the chat, if we're wrong, please correct us. So Charlotte may not need him now. The Bulls, because they have the Bulls taking Killian Hayes at 4, mock drafting it. And the Bulls don't give a damn. At this point, I mean, they're trying to rebuild. They probably think that they have him in his image, but they could be seeing like, look, we don't need a guy and a father who will do all these machinations to get to their so-called preferred team. You know what I mean? We're not New York, we're not LA or whatever. Even though Chicago obviously is a big city, but they might look at it like, hey, he's not worth the trouble. Atlanta, I don't see Atlanta and Trae Young doing that, because Atlanta at the very least with their guard position, they need a guy who can space the floor. They need basically the opposite of Trae Young, right? A guy who can play off ball, hit big shots, play defense on the backcourt. And then you got Detroit, and Detroit don't give a damn either. They might take anybody. I don't know what Detroit's doing. So That's a major climb up. I mean, unless the Knicks want to trade up for that. And to me, as much as I said that, I don't know about us trying to trade or what. I'm not giving up that draft pick for next year. I'm not. Next
right,
year.
Right.
A lot of talent. You don't have to move up for him. But look, LaMelo Ball, if you could fall to it somehow, man, roll up some big blunts, man. You know, fake it, take some placebo pills right in front of the people, acting like you popping E or something like that. You can do that, man. Salute to you. Because how many players always say it all the time, right? Like Malik Monk, I think you say, I play for Knicks. Look at him now. He's a head case. I think LaMelo Ball wants to be in New York. How many times?
He probably does. And Mark said a long time ago he thinks that him and his father are going to try to sabotage these interviews with other teams to get to the Knicks. I can just imagine someone in here said, who is it? Said, he's probably just doing yes, no answers. So I could hear it. So LaMelo, if you were at the top of the key and you got a screen from such and such player and you came off and the defender rotated to you and the lob was open, what do? No. And just leave it there. Right? No.
I would love that, man.
Yes. That would be hilarious.
It would be a lot. And to the person who said about me wearing my jerseys, look, I got 2 RJ Barrett jerseys. I have not worn Knick jerseys because, one, when I was younger, I didn't have money to buy them. 2, the Knicks have been so putrid. I was like, I'm not spending my money on this team until I start to see a modicum of change. But I have my statement RJ Barrett jersey and my normal Knicks RJ Barrett jersey. I'll wear it for you guys. I also have my DeGrom jersey. It's not baseball season, but I like soccer jerseys. Manchester United is the only team that's like doing good out of any of my teams, and I'm also a Jets fan too. So sorry to cut you off, Sim. Don't make it seem like I don't have fandom. I support each and every one of my teams, man. The jerseys really don't go by it. It's just I like soccer jerseys more, and also Manchester United's winning. But yeah, on the LaMelo thing, I agree with you, man. If this guy could go in drooling and just messed up, man, I love it. I just want the Knicks to have. And I had this argument or debate with a guy named Rick Ward. He's on Twitter. Salute to Rick Ward. He doesn't have a channel, but you can find him on Twitter. And he was, I think, people of his ilk, when they think of guys like RJ, they think too much of, his stats are this, his percentiles are this as a rookie. He doesn't look that much different from college, blah, blah, blah. And I said with RJ, is not necessarily you building around his stats. It's you building around his mentality, right? If you're trying to change the culture of a team, you have to build around players who kind of match that mentality. Right, even look at I can't use this team. I was going to use the Golden State Warriors. They put up great stats, but there's a certain young players that you see it in them, right? Like when I look at young players, I don't necessarily look at efficiency when it comes to like rookies, right? I look at your mentality, your assertiveness, where you're aggressive, and how you're working to get better, right? So I allow, hey, you shot 29%, you're from 3 first year, you only average 45% of the rim, whatever first year, but I saw how aggressive you are. I saw how you try to push the tempo. I see how you work hard. You hear about RJ Barrett in the gym. You hear about RJ Barrett picking Allen Houston's brain. He brought in that shooting coach last year. I can't remember the name to help him with his shot. And I think that was right because remember he got hurt and then there was like a spurt where maybe 4 or 5 games he shot extremely well from the 3. Those are the type of guys you want in terms of the mentality. Self-starters, guys who kind of want to take the team to, hey, this is the Knick franchise at Mecca. I'm going to restore the Mecca, right? And I know people say don't talk about the Mecca, blah, blah, but we all want a player who's going to come in and try to lead us back to glory. And if LaMelo Ball has that mentality and he's thinking like his father, look, say what you want about his father. The father, I think, business-wise, business acumen, he made some missteps here and there, but I love their father in terms of his mentality. I love LeVar Ball. Great for ratings. If you are on his train, his wave in terms of confidence, he'll have you flying, jumping over the moon. That's the type of father that, hey, for a lot of us black men, we need those type of fathers that push you to think more than what you are, more than what you perceive yourself to be. And Lonzo is, he's just more of, I'm happy to be on Instagram and do stupid stuff. The middle son has the mentality of his father, straight like it, but he doesn't have the talent of either sons. And then LaMelo's like the perfect mix. And if you could have that on the Knicks with RJ Barrett and Mitch, I'm saying, don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised when Knicks put up 40-some wins next year and it's off the backs of those 3 and good coaching and get some of our role players to be shooting more corners from the 3, playing great defense. And you look up, the Knicks are trending towards 40-something wins. So
right. Hey, man. See what happens. Maybe they got some strings to pull and some ways to get it done.
Hey, man, yeah.
I mean, what if he just goes in there and just says, "I don't want to play for you. I want to play for the Knicks."
Maybe he goes in and he's eating the food for the breakfast. He's like, look, this is nice. This is great. Hey, draft. I'm not going to play for you guys. Hey.
Right. And if you draft me, then after my rookie contract, I'm gone.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would love, but he can't come in and play like Rick Brunson. I know. I'm not saying because they're both lights. I'm just saying because Rick Brunson is the only bad point guard I could think of, or the first one I could think of come to my head. So if LaMelo Ball comes in, you better work hard and develop at the very least. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this draft, man. Draft November 18th, man. It should be fun. Should be fun to.
Yeah.
And you're definitely gonna have something during the draft or what after the draft?
I'll probably have something during the draft.
During the draft? All right, cool.
Yeah, I'll probably do, just follow along during the draft. We wanted to have the little, a little get together with everybody, but with so much stuff going on, I just don't know if it's going to be, a bunch of. I don't know how that's going to go down.
Right, and then Isaiah's probably going to burn the house. Like people probably get hurt more over Isaiah cooking versus any COVID. So definitely not.
Probably so.
You don't need Isaiah to be anywhere near a stove. Except for Isaiah's show that's going to be coming on. Cooking with Zay, coming to a theater near you or channel near you, whatever.
Cooking with Zay.
Cooking with Zay, yeah. I'm sorry, Isaiah. I know I messed up your promo, but yeah, I mean, that's the spirit anyway. It's probably going to be you messing up stuff and having fun, which is great.
Cooking with Zay. We'll see. They better have, hopefully they have the fire truck on standby.
Yes, the
something.
EMT. Definitely,
right?
Doctors on staff, people can take care of salmonella on the fly.
Make sure his parents are out the house,
away
from them. you don't know what's gonna happen.
Just have them outdoors. You don't need
somewhere.
So
you don't know what's gonna happen with that guy.
We have an interesting article for your boy. This will be the last article. I want everybody to have fun with the night. Watch Anthony Edwards when I watch a full game. But this is a story we've heard before, and I know this might cause some controversy. So I had an article on Clutch Points, and it was talking about Insanity and Carmelo Anthony.
Linsanity? Jeremy Lin?
Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, I know you just want to say his real name so you don't put any thoughts on it. But he came against your boy Carmelo. Or his rise, right? Obviously, they had the Antonio time. The Knicks weren't doing so well. Says that Knicks were scuffling 8-15, and then Jeremy Lin came out of nowhere against the New Jersey Nets, and it's still New Jersey Nets, ain't no Brooklyn Nets. Screw them. And he put up, the 20. What was it? He put up 25 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. And remember, I think Carmelo Anthony was out, and so D'Antonio was able to run his traditional high pick and roll from the top, pass out to perimeter offense, and it seemed to work for Linsanity for a while. I had those big moments again. One of my favorite moments was Jeremy Lin versus Toronto, that Raptors game.
Remember that.
Spread everybody out. Little dribble. He was against Calderon. Hit that three, and then the crowd went quiet. And all you heard was Mike Green say, bang, and I was like,
I remember that.
I can't lie, man. That was one of my favorite Knick moments, man. Because just that moment of clarity, man. And everybody's starting to get hyped, and then obviously you start. Melo came back. He played that game against the Heat where he got destroyed by Norris Cole. Norris Cole ate his lunch, but it
was, it was planned. You know what I'm saying? It was like, we are going to focus in on Jeremy Lin.
Yes.
Kind of like Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan did with Tony Kukoc. It was like something like that.
I agree. They hounded. Jeremy Lin was putting up. He beat the Lakers. I think Kobe played that game too.
That was when
Kobe had
who's Jeremy Lin?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
That's when Kobe was like, who's Jeremy Lin? I didn't know all of that.
Rest in peace, Kobe, man. I hated Kobe as a player, man, but his work, man, you root for the villain, man. Like I love Kobe's like his I don't
Yeah.
Fness, man. But yeah, Jeremy Lin, and then Melo came back, and Melo was not a fan of the Insanity program, right? Melo likes it on the block. You know, he doesn't like to turn the perimeter. He likes to have the ball in his hands a lot more. Man, it didn't fit well, and you know, Lin, who's grown up, mature guy. Not saying Melo is. I'm just saying he didn't take any. He didn't point out any grief. Now, obviously, or any stripes. Excuse me. Obviously, Amari Stoudemire came out, was kind of blowing the tea leaves or whatever, talking about, oh yeah, Carmelo Anthony didn't like Lin saying whatever. But Lin did say in a short time with the Knicks, he said that my biggest regret is that I was too immature and young to really know how to not take that for granted. Lin said in the May interview during an interview with MSG Networks, I was so set on the next season and rehabbing my injury and what I wanted to happen next that I couldn't stay in the moment and just appreciate New York for New York was and what New York did for me, who all those fans were and what it meant, what that meant. It was so special. So yeah, I think there's just more of like, I don't think there's anything necessarily new, but they definitely just kind of rehashed that story.
Yeah. So there was something that I read. I don't remember what it was. I was going to do a little show on it or bring it up on the show, but then I decided not to. Where Jeremy Lin said when they did that contract, like I don't remember what it was, but he said something about he didn't know, what was happening, and when he went, like Houston, his agent got that contract signed, and he was like, "No, can we make them take this back?" Because he wanted to stay in New York.
Yep.
And it's like, can you make them take this back because this is blah 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 blah. And his agent was like, "No, it's done. I can't make him take it back. It's a done deal." And he was like upset about it.
Right. It was that. So it was a weird thing, right? So the Knicks, I forgot how it was, but they couldn't match like the extra. What was it like? They could offer more years for the same amount of money or something like that?
Well, the Knicks could have matched it because they had them. They could have matched any contract. They didn't want to match because it was backloaded.
Yeah.
Where
right.
1 year he was going to get like a crazy amount of money.
3 years, $25 million. Yeah, but I thought it was like the Knicks. They were going to give him. I thought it was like it was basically they could give him the same amount of like good money, but. I always remember the story, and of course I'm forgetting now. But
yeah, but I mean, I think basically they just were like, we're not gonna match that backloaded contract because they didn't think he was worth it, I guess.
Right.
And then of course Melo got in trouble. When they were interviewing him, he was like, and then such and such, and that they gave him that stupid contract or something like that. He said, when they took it that he was dissing Jeremy Lin on it. That he was saying that, Jeremy Lin didn't deserve that contract. And he probably was saying that Jeremy Lin didn't deserve that contract. But Jeremy Lin said that, he wanted to stay in New York. But whatever happened with his contract and his agent, he couldn't get out of it. Right. He tried to get them to take it back and they wouldn't take it back. Or his agent said that they wouldn't allow it or something.
I knew it was going to end in disaster when you're going over to play with Harden, who they're truly built around Harden, and the fact that like the big pull was that he was going to appeal to the Asian market out in Houston, and I just said that's not that stuff unless you're Yao Ming, where you're a dominant player, right? And then the ancillary part is that you're Asian and you appeal to that crowd. You should not. Build your career, right? If you're in a place where you think you fit, or even that you think you play behind Melo in that system, go with it. And it's unfortunate, man. You should be on top of all of what your agents do, because these agents, man, like we see with Rich Paul, Marcus Morris, they can be shady as F. They can be shady as F, man. So, he should have been on top of that. Unfortunately, he went over to Houston. That experiment failed. Had a little Spurs. He had like a little thing with Brooklyn, and he got hurt with that nasty. I think it was like not Achilles. Was it his knee injury or something like that? So yeah, man, it just sucks. But that period with Melo, and it's just so many what ifs, man. It's so many like shoulda, coulda, woulda of moments. Right? Melo being
Yeah.
that talented, the coaching, and it's just too many things just did not gel. Right, GM and coach weren't with the plan that the owner had for Melo with regards to the trade, and just basically allowing Melo carte blanche. And then Woodson comes in, and I guess that was like the perfect pyramid. And they didn't get the point guard, I guess, for Melo, and I think they just fell apart after that. And then it's unfortunate, man. But thus is the NBA. That's why I know I'm not gonna get on Knox like that, but with these players, man, I look at everything half glass empty, man. NBA waits for no man. Time waits for no man. So you got to try to be the best you can as quickly as you can, man, because injuries, change of regimes, change in play, all that can happen just make you, irrelevant. Not irrelevant, I say that, but ineffective in regards to the changing trends. So, but salute to both of them, man. I haven't heard anything in regards to Melo. I think Linsanity said that he might come to the
I think Golden State,
right? Yeah, they said they.
Yeah, I think Golden State has some interest in Jeremy Lin or something like that.
I'm really interested how Golden State is going to build because they have two aging stars who both come back from injuries. I would love to see who they're going to draft, man. So I see a mock draft having Danny Avdija, but he's not really a Golden State. I don't see him as a Golden State guy, man. And do you bring a Giannis to that team? I don't know. That is they have a great system, but it's like how do you kind of replicate it for the future, or do you draft a Wiseman and kind of build that inside out game where you have a guy like Wiseman and slowly make him more of a space shooting big as well too, to kind of still allow some tenets of that original Golden State system where Curry and whichever guards, they're kind of interchangeable in terms of ball usage, and you have a big name to dribble the ball. So Golden State might be the turnkey for this whole draft, man, because Anthony Edwards is going to go one, but then no one knows what they're going to do. They could trade out of that for a bunch of picks. I'm just trying to think. A team like Atlanta, Atlanta, they wouldn't have to move for a guard. Maybe Chicago or Pistons.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. But yeah, I think you're right. Golden State probably is the turnkey. Could be, at least one of the turnkeys to the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But hey guys, that's all I got for Clutch Points articles today. Definitely be on the lookout for Killers. Again, I'm still working. I've just been stupid busy at work, man. My eyes are burning. And I had 7 hours of sleep, so I've been dumb tired. I can't sleep properly. So please just be patient with me. It's gonna come out before the draft, no problem. And I've been working on my OBS. I finally got my OBS to actually connect with a camera. It was amazing. I could actually see myself on the screen. I did a test run for the guys who saw me earlier, just talking to myself because one of the streams actually went public.
Yeah, I seen that. That.
And I was like, oh crap! And I was like, all right, don't worry, guys. I ain't doing anything crazy. So, salute to everybody in here, man. Again, I appreciate it. People coming over from Sims channel. I appreciate it a lot, man. You guys have been a big support, man. So salute to everybody. Raw Hebrew Revenant, go visit this channel. That Ain't Rap Podcast, Charles channel. Marquise Walker's channel. Guys on Sportscast, Uncle Freezy. Cooking with Zay, Andy N.
Cooking with Zay.
Big G. We got a lot of content creators, man. Again, we like the Wu-Tang, or I can't use Voltron because Voltron only had 5 people, but we're like the Wu-Tang, man.
Man.
We're trying to create more and more content. Obviously, Big Sim, NBK, Sportscaster, 3BL. I think are you gonna do who did John? Oh, Giants play
Tampa Bay on Monday.
Oh my gosh!
Play Tampa Bay on Monday.
That is gonna be a blood. That is gonna be a blood. Look, I'm a Jets fan. We're losing every game. So
listen, hopefully, all I want is for them to compete. I just want them to compete. Compete. That's it.
That sounds like a losing mentality. I'm even well.
I just want them to compete.
I'm talking trash. I'm on the bottom barrel, so I'm talking trash. Like I know I ain't ish. So don't look at me. I'm just laughing at anybody who thinks they there's a chance for you to win because winning doesn't come to us. Like, why would the Jets? We're probably if we don't beat the Dolphins, we're going 0-16. If we don't beat, there's the only team that we could possibly beat, and maybe a team at the end if they don't even care about the team they put their third stringers in. Other than that, we're not beating any team. So Trevor Lawrence, leave school hopefully and come to us. But that's it for tonight, man. I ain't gonna hold you guys too long. You guys want to watch?
Before we go, Saturday.
Yes.
At 3:30. There's going to be like a quadruple stream going on, right? It's going to be on Legion and Knicks podcast on YouTube and on Sportscaster. It's going to be on Nothing But Knicks on YouTube and on Sportscaster. We're going to have former Knicks power forward John Wallace, and he's also current MSG 150 analyst on the show. So make sure you check it out, and wherever you're going to check it out, make sure that you check it out. We're going to be able to pick his brain about some hoops. Remember, John Wallace played under Tom Thibodeau when Tom Thibodeau was an assistant with the Knicks. So, maybe we can get some good insight from Mr. Wallace about Tom Thibodeau and how he thinks he might do with the Knicks and some players that could benefit from Tom Thibodeau. So that's Saturday at 3:30, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you are there. It's gonna be a great episode.
Yes, definitely. We got a lot of questions to ask John Wallace. For some reason, always reminds me of Coogee Rap. I always look at him like
he does look a little bit like Coogee Rap.
But definitely, man. Please, 3:30, man. You guys aren't probably going to be doing much on a Saturday afternoon, man. Actually, probably would be. But if you have some time, please come check us out. There's going to be a really fun stream. But again, guys, salute to everybody, man. God bless. And we'll see you here on Saturday. Not next week, Saturday.
Saturday,
man. And Sim, do you have a episode tonight for?
Yeah. I'm jumping right into Front Stoop, do Underground Radio. We got this guy coming on named Volley Contra. He's really, really good. As a matter of fact, he's got he does the NFL. What is it? NFL 360. Like he's got a hit. One of his songs is like the theme song to NFL 360 or whatever. He's good. He's nice. He's done some work with J. Cole. He might be an up and coming guy, man. Volley Contra. The song we played a song last week called Smoke, and it was dope.
Guys,
it was dope.
Even if you don't like rap music, just go like the stream. You might actually be interested. In Volley Contra. For those who are interested in rap and music, guys, there's no excuse for you not to be there. So I'm gonna be there, man. Salute to Sim, salute to the chat, salute to everybody in all the content creators in here, man. Royal Hebrew Remnant again, Dad and Rob, Rap, everybody, Uncle Freezy, Andy, and everybody. Salute. Yeah. Peace. God bless. See you here on Saturday. Outside tonight. See you here on Saturday, man. Peace.